and then your goals. What are we looking to accomplish in today's call?
Okay, well, what I'm trying to figure out is the best way to use or utilize Dubb, essentially. I'm a contractor, and I do home remodeling. I do it in the Maryland area, DC, Maryland, Virginia. Primarily, I service Montgomery County, Maryland. And what I'm trying to identify is the best platform, and does it integrate? Like, I have now just started with Keep, which is Infusionsoft email marketing, and I want to be able to incorporate. I don't want to have like a bunch of redundancy where I have one system of email and one system of video email. And I was wondering, how do I integrate the video emails into the Keep, or do I just not and just run the two platforms? But I just want to be able to do like quick introductory videos. I've been looking into video emailing for a while.
Okay.
And I think it'd be very handy and, no pun intended, in my line of work, to be able to, let my clients know that, hey, I'm here. I'll be at your place tomorrow. Just a quick introduction. This is what I'm going to be bringing with me. Is there anything, if you need anything additional that you would like me to bring that we can discuss or talk about, that'd be great. But I would like to see if, you and your whoever else is the decision maker can be there while we have this conversation.
Oh, okay. So this is like an appointment, you're going to discuss like a proposal then.
Yeah, for that discuss a proposal. Just hey, I'll be there this afternoon. Just to want a quick update to make sure we're still on. I think the more touches that somebody has, by the time they can see me and hear my voice, when I actually step in, knock on the door, ring the doorbell, get in to talk with them, it's just better for me, and it's going to help set me aside from anybody else.
Okay, awesome. All right, so tell me a little bit about where are these lead sources coming from? What does that look like? How do we get to the point where we're sending them or to schedule the appointment? What's the footwork before that?
Well, one of the things that I want to do is incorporate the email marketing to all my previous clients. I'm starting to do YouTube now. I have Facebook, I have Instagram, I'm going to start doing TikTok.
Okay, so would you say
I have other paid for lead sources as well, like Google Ads, and that's so I want to be able to, have like on my website, I'm going to put like videos. And on those videos, it's going to be what to expect when you're working with my company. What do you, stuff like that, the timelines, how I accept everybody's, credit cards, cash, check, credit card. I finance. A lot of people don't finance. So.
Okay, so it's like frequently asked question type videos.
Frequently asked questions. Okay. I can send those out in a link format.
On demand, yeah. Got it.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. So appreciate all that information. Let me recap it here a little quick. So we got lead follow-up type video. So we're going to an appointment. We have an appointment. We're going to help make sure that appointment is successful with a video. The other thing is lead conversion. So you mentioned you have lots of referral sources or our past clients we're looking to market to in a personal kind of educational, effective way. We're not just saying, hey, I need your business. We want to provide some value to them and hopefully have them send some people over. Okay, so appointments, email marketing to existing clients, and then you mentioned some lead conversion for like maybe some online leads and things like that.
Right, and in addition to that, I'm going to be starting a newsletter. So, and I do, like tips and tricks that anybody can do at their home. How to actually caulk your shower, or simple things that anybody is capable of doing without too much training. I can do a quick video. Hey, you've heard me talk about it. Here's how it goes, and actually do it.
Yeah, you know what sounds really cool is that he needs to be a part of that email, that newsletter list is like every realtor in your area, because what they want to do is they want to provide value to their list, and what you're providing would be really valuable for those homeowners. Like maybe they just need a little remodel before they sell it, or whatever the situation. But we should definitely get that type of video, that content in front of your local realtors, because then they can recycle that and they're going to put you in front of their whole list.
Exactly.
So that's definitely something I recommend as well. Just kind of a off topic. When you mentioned that type of newsletter, I was like, man, every real estate agent needs that in their feed, because that's stuff that they don't know. They can't come up with that information on their own. But you providing insight as that, it's a nice way to build a network. Okay, let's jump in here. So what I'm going to do is just give you a little preview of how the platform works, how it's going to work for those things you've described: Infusionsoft, basic email follow-ups, lead conversions. So we can do automations, we can do one-off videos, things like that. Let me go ahead and jump in here. Okay, at any point in time, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to just stop me and say questions about this or anything like that. Okay. Can you see my screen here?
Yeah, I can see everything.
Okay, great. Actually, let me do one other thing here. Make this look a little nicer and then turn that off. Okay, so the way the platform works is you can create the videos however you want. So you can use like a cell phone. The mobile app actually has some really cool recording functionality. Let me switch back to this just to show you that. So on the mobile app, it does some really cool stuff. So you can have it start facing this way. Say, hey guys, I just wanted to make a quick video for you. In the same video, you can flip the camera around, show whatever you wanted to show. Say, here's the most recent project or whatever you're doing. And then the cool part is at the end of it, it splices all those clips together. So you don't need to use like a video editing software or anything like that. So with the app, we can make some pretty cool dynamic videos without needing any additional software or anyone else. So that's pretty cool.
Because I'm already editing in other platform.
Oh wow, yeah. So you're ahead of the curve, and I would say
I use HitFilm. I typically use HitFilm to do my editing.
Cool.
So that works out well.
Yeah, exactly. So definitely not opposed to that. Us personally, we edit a lot of our videos. Like anything we're putting out on our social channels, those are going to be edited for the most part. Like these are raw. These types of videos are raw. And maybe our prospecting, and when we're reaching out to somebody and saying, hey, first name, wanted to reach out to you for X, those will often be raw. Unedited. I mean, anyways, so
and I would like to use it also use it for like the project catch up. So at the end of the day, if my client's not around, I can say, hey, just checking in. This is what we got so far done today. Any questions, any comments, if you need anything changed.
We have a lot of pest control companies that do something really similar to that. So they'll go and they'll do a treatment, and they'll every treatment they'll do a video and say, hey guys, this is what we did. This is what's the situation. We'll be back in 6 months for this next thing. So very, very similar kind of service-based, house-based thing. So, all right, let's see here. We were talking about the creation. Let me jump back into the screen share there. So the cell phone mobile app has really cool recording functions. We can also use the screen recorder that's built in. This is the Dubb Chrome extension. Allows you to do things like if you have a contract walkthrough, maybe a proposal, maybe you're showing someone how to navigate a website, anything where you need to provide a visual. That's what this guy's for. All you have to do is hit the record button, and now it's going to record everything on your screen. So as I mentioned, website navigation, contract walkthrough, anything like that where you want to do that. You could say, click here for this, sign here for this. That's what this line item is for, things like that. So as you mentioned, maybe you have some steps like frequently asked questions, or here's what the process is going to be like. You can have those videos all pre-recorded in your library, ready to go. So we can either create them on the app, we can use the Chrome extension to create the screen recordings. Now let me ask you this, what email system are you usually using, like a Gmail or an Outlook or a CRM? I think you mentioned a CRM, right?
Yeah, I'm using Infusionsoft or Keep CRM, but then I have my own email off my website.
Oh, okay, so it's provided by the domain provider, or?
Yes.
What does the interface look like? Is it like a Gmail interface, or is it Outlook, or is it its own unique interface?
It's its own unique. I mean, I have a few things that I can pick. I'm not a super fan of it, but there is a way that I can move it over to Gmail. I can blend them in.
Okay,
You can do that pretty much with any email. You can.
Yeah, exactly.
But I just haven't done that yet.
Okay, I just wanted to cover one more way to create the videos, because if you are on like a Gmail or Outlook, we do have direct integration with those platforms. So what that looks like is that little Dubb icon actually right inside the interface of your email tool. Even without this, though, we can drop videos into just about any channel you want. I would say it's just like a one additional click. So say if we're not using Gmail, it's a completely proprietary email tool. What we can do is there's this nice little copy and paste functionality. Sorry, let me find the right page here. All you have to do is press this share and send button. There's actually a couple ways to do this. This one right here automatically copies the GIF and the link. And so I could paste that into, just about any channel, and that video is ready to go. So even if I said don't have the direct integration, I can just press copy and paste into my email and send them that way.
Yeah.
There's that way, that's kind of the default method. We just hit the share and send. We can change that text that shows up on the thumbnail. We want to put their first name on it and things like that. That's all done right here in this little widget here. So that's one way we would be able to drop.
So I would just basically paste that into my email marketing plan that I've got going on at any given spot.
Yeah, for your one-to-one send. So you mentioned the email tool you're using provided by your website. So if we're just sending one video to one person or one video to a few people or whatever, we would use the copy and paste function here on the website, paste it into the video just like that, or into the email, I should say, and then send it. So that's how you would do it without the direct integration. With the direct integration, it's just a little bit easier. There's just a Dubb icon right in here. All you have to do is click it. It gives you access to your existing videos. You can insert it that way. So it's not much different. Just one button outside. You either need to have this page open, you press copy, or you're doing it right from within your email. Okay, so now what happens here when we create these videos is every video has its own little video management page, kind of like this one here. We can add the details, call to actions, descriptions, all this stuff. So this is kind of what the back end of every video looks like. So every video you upload or create on Dubb has its own page. And it also has its own front-facing page, which looks something like this. Now, depending upon what channel you're sending these videos through, it'll be a little bit different. It'll look a little bit different, I should say. So like we're sending videos through Infusionsoft or through your email, you're going to have this nice animated preview and things like that. So you're going to go ahead and just press that. So like I said, if the video is coming from Infusionsoft or through email in general, this is what it's going to look like. You have that little 3-second preview. This can be either the first 3 seconds of the video or any 3 seconds in the video, or it can be something completely separate. So you can have your own custom thumbnail image there. The easy thing is to just take the first 3 seconds, but it can be anything you want. So this is what it's going to look like in either Infusionsoft or your regular email. Now, what happens when they click this is it takes them to this Dubb video page where it's going to be all your own stuff. So your own logo there, your own URL. I think the primary purpose of using video, as you may have discovered through your research, is to get people to take action. Yes, it's to educate them, maybe to even entertain them a little bit to some extent, but primarily it's to get them to do something specific. For your case, what would you say that is? Are they typically booking an appointment with you, or how does that scheduling work for you in particular? When you're going to get ready to show up to somebody's place.
Well, typically I've already spoken with them on the phone. So each thing would have a different call.
Go to the step. Sorry to interrupt you there. What is the step prior to that phone call? Like, how do we get to the phone call, basically?
I get the lead with their contact information, either through my email or through whatever lead source I have.
Got it.
Referrals. Sometimes it's Nextdoor, some paid lead ad, pay-per-click, Facebook. All of those. So they all come in. So then once I have that, I usually talk with them to see if it's going to be a good fit or not. Either way, not every client's right for me, and I'm not right for every client. So once I discuss it with them, if they want to move forward, then I can send them a quick video with the questions that they may have, and hopefully it will eliminate the tire kicking.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so now I have a better idea of what that looks like. So for each of these lead sources, it's going to be a little bit different, just a little bit. So if it's from a referral source, those people are a lot more warm, I would say, than maybe one of the paid lead sources.
Right.
So for the paid lead sources, I would say you have one particular video going out to them. You can either have this, we typically recommend having an automation of that setup. So that way, as soon as you get the lead source, we can actually fire off an email to them immediately. This can be done through Dubb or Infusionsoft. It would just be a matter of setting up that autoresponder to where as soon as the lead comes in, they're getting an email and or text, and they're going to have a video in there with that video saying, hey, thanks so much for filling out the form. Here's who I am. Here's my value proposition, why you want to work with me, so on and so forth. The idea of what works really well in those lead conversion videos, from a cold lead, is kind of how we have the page set up here. You'll notice a couple things. One is the playlist feature here. The idea is to, when we're reaching out to someone, it is nice to have their first name. We want to say, hey, first name. so great to meet you, or it was so great meeting you at this event, or whatever. But the bulk of what we have to say is usually pretty similar. And so for a lot of our sales reps, what they'll do is they'll have a custom video where they get it, depending on the volume. If we're dealing with a lot of volume, then we just set up an automation and we leave the first name out of it. If it's lower volume, then we actually can do a custom video for the leads, but it's just a nice, very short one. So saying, hey, first name, thanks so much for this. I got your information about XYZ. Here's what I have to say. And then what it does at the end of that first custom video, it transitions into the next one without needing any clicking or doing anything else. And that's where you have, like I said, the bulk of your video where you're doing maybe that lead qualification, where you're determining if they're going to be a good fit or not. You go into some details about your product or service, things like that. The other thing that works really well here is testimonial video. So having a video from a client saying, hey, you got to check him out. This works amazing. This was the result. Here's our home, or whatever. And the cool thing is, I mentioned, is they don't have to click or do anything else as they're watching this. They get a video in their email like this. They click it, brings them to this page where it's you on video. Then it's an explain. They're saying, hey, first name. And then it's that bulk of the message that you don't have to re-record each time. And then it's a testimonial video from a client saying he's going to be the one you want to work with. Something like that.
Is that page customizable by any chance?
Which page?
That page right there.
Yeah, it's like I said, this whole page is completely customizable with all your own branding. So it's going to be your own URL, your own logo as a watermark there if you want, custom background image, even like the play button, the play bar, all that's customizable so it can be cohesive with your own branding. And then of course the playlist, as I mentioned, and then the next thing is the CTAs, which is the call to action buttons here. And as I mentioned in the beginning, the primary purpose of using video is to get someone to take a specific action. And that's really where the buttons come in. So for us in our use case, we want to set appointments. So that's what this video is designed to do, is we have someone that says, hey, I'm interested in video. And we send them this video and says, hey, thanks so much for signing up. What we'd like to do is give you a completely free plan. So that's like our irresistible offer. We suggest the same things for lots of our other clients, depending on the product or service or industry they're in. But that irresistible offer, that elevator pitch, whatever you want to call it, that works really well there because it's just short, punchy, compelling. You're being respectful of their time and attention, but you're also giving them the most kind of interesting thing you could tell them. It's like if you have someone's attentions for a very, very short amount of time, what do you want to do? You want to give them a long, boring story, or you're going to give them like the best thing you can? That's kind of what works well here. Right. Now, the idea is
nice.
Yeah, exactly. And the idea too, though, is to get them to take action through the buttons below. So
now, on a broadcast style message, so say I send a broadcast out to my previous clients.
Yep.
And I'm just like, hey, that would have to be more than likely like a whole canned thing because it's not going to be. I'm not going to be able to.
Correct. Yeah. So if we're seeing one video to the entire list, that would be a generic video because we wouldn't be able to include anyone's name.
Now, would I be able to put down the call to actions on the bottom, like if they want a bathroom remodel, kitchen remodel, basement, handyman service, whatever it happens to be? Hey,
you got it.
You've been working on whatever. Have you had a chance to think about the projects that you have upcoming? Are any of these anything you're looking for currently?
Exactly. So what you just described here is a newsletter video. One video going out to your entire list, and it has a couple of things. One is that introduction video saying, "Hey guys, it's a new season. This is what we're looking at." Just like a little update saying we're trying to step our business to the next level, or we're really growing rapidly. Whatever you want to just update some people briefly. And then at the end of that one, you could either have like an explainer video, like I said, maybe it's showing the shop, maybe it's showing some equipment, showing a project, and then you have a testimonial video at the end of that. Or instead of that one, it just goes straight into the testimonial one. And then now as far as the CTAs, some really cool things we can do here. As you mentioned, maybe they said, get a quote for bathroom, get a quote for kitchen, get a quote for whatever, or whatever that process looks like for you. Like it says kitchen remodel, bathroom remodel. And when they click that button, these buttons can be programmed to do just about anything we want. So it can be something as simple as a direction to another URL. So like they click it and it takes them to another website. Like this one here goes to our testimonials page. But any link you want, of course. The other thing is it goes beyond links. As I mentioned, this one is direct calendar integration. We can also have them fill out a form download an attachment like a PDF or a document. And we can also collect video testimonials as well. It's a pretty cool feature. They don't need to download or sign up or install anything. So like say if you had a handful of past clients or all of your past clients and you want to collect some video testimonial or even written testimonial. So say like on your Facebook or Realtor or Nextdoor page, you want to collect some reviews. This is a really common thing. What we do is create a video, we send that to the list, and the button below is programmed to go right to those pages. So that way the recipient doesn't have to go hunt you down or anything like that. They have a nice video saying, hey guys, so glad we were able to help you out with your remodeling project. Really trying to help more people this year. And a big part of that's our stories together. If you can click the button below and just leave me a little review about what it was like to work with us, really appreciate it. Thanks. And then that way you send one video to the whole list. If it's more complicated, like sometimes when you're trying to leave reviews on Google, it can be a little bit more complicated. Like they have to click in a certain, they have to type something in here, click over here to leave a review, some things like that. So depending
I
upon,
usually send them a direct link right to my short link right to my GMB. So
yeah. And then so if it's for Gmail or for Google though, even after you send them to the right place, there is a little button they have to click, and it's a JavaScript thing, so you can't send them directly to the place to leave the review. You can send them to the page, but they still have to click the button to leave the review. So for like older folks, that can sometimes be a little bit confusing. So just having a nice little screen recording showing them, hey, really trying to step up, here's how you can leave a review, and it just shows them in the video how to do it. Those ones have really great conversions, especially for that Google review. That one's the one that requires a little bit more clicking. Other things like Facebook reviews, those you can go right to that review page, and there's a review button there, a little bit more direct. I've also mentioned video testimonials. So again, they don't need to download, sign up, or install anything. They just click that button, whether they're on their phone or their mobile, they'll be able to send you that recording. And then you can download that recording here under your video replies, and then you can put that on as a playlist, as I showed you here, or you can embed it on your website or landing page. You mentioned embedding videos. We do offer a couple of embedding options. So every video you upload to Dubb, you can embed on your websites or landing pages, and a couple of cool things. So instead of using like a YouTube or a Vimeo, we recommend using Dubb. It actually is going to have your call to action buttons on top of the video after it finishes playing. Okay. So this is a little enhancement from like I said, a YouTube or a Vimeo video, is you can put your CTA buttons on there.
So instead of having like your card coming up for your next video or whatever, it's the call to action button.
Exactly. And with YouTube, they'll recommend other people's stuff there. And like I think there's a certain way you can put on the embed code where it won't show other people's videos.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah. But what's better than that is having a direct CTA. So the other thing is we provide really detailed analytics. So even on videos that are embedded on a website, we can see exactly what percentage of that video is being watched, how many times it's being watched, how many CTA clicks, things like that. So we unfortunately can't see specifically who's watching on an embedded video, but we can do that when we're sending these videos. So if we're emailing it, text messaging it, sending it through social, we can track that 100% of the time. But on videos,
I mean, with that, I'll be able to see what videos are resonating with my clients to see if they need more of those videos or if I just need to stop sending certain videos.
Exactly. That's really what the analytics, it does a couple of things. One is the ability to identify prospects. So you mentioned, having a couple buttons here, like a bathroom, kitchen, yard remodel, whatever they were.
Or even indoors or outdoors. And they can
exactly. Pick, and what you can do here on Dubb is you can actually go right into the reporting, and I can filter that to see specifically like who's clicking on what. And so I can look at this, whoever clicked on the bathroom CTAs, now I can follow up with them and say, hey, I saw you had some interest in remodeling your bathroom. And you can either send one video or one message to those people, or, you can make it custom. The idea, though, is to really be able to quickly identify your low-hanging fruit or your optimal prospects here. So you can see just, who's doing the videos or who's clicking certain buttons. And you can also download this report or do whatever you need to with it. More importantly, though, it's available at a glance. So you can just see quickly here who's clicking your buttons, who's doing what. And you have some follow-up if you ever find yourself, hey, I want to see who's engaging. And the other thing is, of course, sorry, go ahead.
Can I only upload this to an email, or can I upload this to a platform and get that same trackability?
Okay, so if we're sending videos, we can send videos one at a time and still get this really detailed tracking. So like if I'm sending one video through Facebook or LinkedIn or email or text message, wherever I'm sending one video to one person, I can get that tracking. If I'm sending one video to many people, the only way I can get that really detailed reporting, like who clicked with, is going to be using our in-house sender. So we have a couple of tools here. We have a campaign and automation builder. So here's an example of an email we sent out to about 16,000 people. And you can see all the analytics for that. So I can see specifically who's clicking links, who clicked which links, and things like that. So if I want that detailed reporting on a bulk send, I would have to send that through Dubb. There's also automation, so like little workflows. So if you want to put a little drip sequence, we can build those here as well. Here's an example of what that looks like. It's just a series of emails based on either triggers or delays. So both those, like I said, are capable. Dubb is capable of doing that by itself. I know you mentioned with Infusionsoft, you definitely have all this same functionality as well. The only downside to it is we don't have the same level of tracking. So if we put
the difference with the Infusionsoft is if I do it, I have to, right now they're really set up natively to pull off like a YouTube and embed the code. So
yeah. So with Infusionsoft, we actually had a direct integration with the more classic version. But when they rebranded to Keep, they shut off a lot of the functionality, which I thought was kind of strange. So historically, you could just go like this here. I could press this copy button and go into an Infusionsoft template and just post the video there. Unfortunately, they shut that off. The way it works now is we have to upload the image first, and then we would hyperlink the image with your Dubb video.
Yeah.
So it's not a terrible workaround. It still looks the same. So you're still getting the animated GIF. It still behaves the same way. It's just not quite as easy as copy and paste.
Right.
So in Infusionsoft, it would look like a GIF here with a button as a fallback. But when they click that, all the reporting, if we're sending a video through Infusionsoft, we still get the opens, we still get the clicks, all the same reporting Infusionsoft gives us, we still get. But in terms of actual video analytics, it's going to be similar to how an embedded video behaves. So we won't be able to see who's watching and who's clicking, but we will be able to see the number of watches, the percent watchage, the clicks, and things like that.
So what kind of cookie data style can I pull off of the Dubb videos?
I'm sorry, I'm not sure I understand the question.
Well, like through like Facebook Messenger and stuff, if I've got the, even if my bots and stuff are hooked up, I can pull names, I can pull email addresses and stuff like that. Is there any of that trackability or integration or anything from?
Okay, a couple of things. Let me see if I can give you a favor. One is we do provide pixels. So you mentioned running some ads. So we can retarget anyone. We can put your Facebook, Google, AdWord pixel on your pages to build your retargeting list. And so that's one. That's kind of a way to kind of capture some of that data, the cookie data. The other thing is forms. So if you have a form like with Infusionsoft with some data collection, we can embed that right on the video page as well. So instead of like the calendar down here, maybe it'd be a form that intake some information. And that would just be directly integrated with Infusionsoft.
Okay.
So we got pixels, we have forms you can integrate, and let me think here. And then, like I mentioned, the basic tracking. So if we're ever sending one video to one person, we have all that analytics.
Now, will this show me shares by any chance?
Unfortunately, it won't be able to tell you if someone shared it. What you can see is in the analytics, you can see the locations. So I can see, who's watching it where. It'll say San Jose. Many of these were in, LA. So a lot of these are that. But it will show a different location. So like if they sent it across the country, or if they're in the same city, that would be a little bit harder to tell. But to answer your question more specifically, no, we can't specifically track if they've shared it. But you will be able to see additional views.
I was just trying to think like for an in-mail through
LinkedIn,
or even something through just an email response to one of my clients. If they share it with their spouse or share it with their boss or share it with like a realtor sharing it with the client.
Yeah, or the brokerage. Yeah, they share the video with everyone at the brokerage watches it. So in a circumstance like that, unfortunately, we would only have the information on the original viewer. Like we would know when they watched it. We would get the view. We would see when the video is being viewed. Sorry, we would see when the video is being viewed, clicked. All that will still be tracked, but we just won't know specifically beyond that first user who else was watching.
Okay. All right.
But if you have that Facebook or Google pixel on the page, we can retarget them. So there's that.
Right, and that's why I was wondering about that, because if they share it and then somebody else views part of it or 3/4 of it,
Mhm.
you know, if it's not like a how-to where they got what they wanted and left, then they can, you know, possibly I can follow up. Hey, I saw that you know,
Yeah. So the only thing is, like I said, if someone shared the video with another individual whose email we didn't have, we
yeah, the
wouldn't.
trail kind of ends.
Yeah, exactly. We wouldn't be able to say, oh, okay, I saw who watched and I have a new email to follow up with.
Yeah,
But if we got a form on the page and they fill the form, then we have a new lead there. So,
yeah, exactly.
and so we
Okay.
have a pixel and then a form capture, I'd say is probably the best way to get new leads from those pages.
So how does this work with texting? Does it
A couple of things. So would you be sending the text message through Infusionsoft or your cell phone or both?
cell phone?
Okay.
Possibly both, but Infusionsoft doesn't have the Android yet, and I have an Android.
Okay. Okay, yeah. So two ways we can send text messages. One is through any text message service like an Infusionsoft, or here's a Google Voice. You can still see my screen here, right?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, Google Voice is a desktop app you can send text messages through. This is kind of what it's going to look like. So you'll see a still thumbnail image and then a link to the video page. So that's what it looks like in text message. And the way you would do that is through the app. It's just like a copy and paste. So it's really similar. Yeah, it's really similar to how the email works. There's actually a nice video here in this tutorial center, right in here, that covers how to use the app for both emailing or text messaging needs. You're on Android and you're in luck. The video works, for both Android and iPhone. It's just a little bit different. The app has all the functionality you need there to send videos through iPhone or Android. So this one is on an Android though, so it'll really be a little bit more specific for you. And this, the recording function, as I mentioned, like the pausing and the flipping and the things like that. So that'll go into a little bit detail there. But yeah, as far as text messaging goes, you don't have to include the link by default. If you just share the URL, you can just send the link. I always recommend to preface it though with at least one line of text saying, "Hey, here's a video." Yeah, don't just send the link. But if you want to include, yeah, exactly. Yeah, just some link. I don't know what the hell this is. But the other thing is sometimes, like I said, with older folks, the still image can actually confuse them because there's a play button on it, but it doesn't play. Unfortunately, that's just a function of SMS. What it does is it breaks the link between the image and the URL. So like you can't send clickable linked images through SMS. It's just a limitation to SMS right now. That's not us,
Right.
SMS in general.
That's the platform. It doesn't allow it.
Yeah, just all SMS. Like if you're on iPhone, Android, regardless, it won't allow you to send clickable images. So the link in the image will be separate. Yeah, so that's kind of what it looks like though when you want to send an SMS. It can either be through your phone, through a CRM SMS service, or like a Google Voice or anything like that.
Okay.
Same thing works for the tracking. So as long as you enter the email, you can see specifically who watched when. That really becomes more important when you are sending the same video to multiple people. If you're sending custom videos to each person, you automatically know if that person watched it or not. But if you're sending one video to multiple people, you want to make sure that you enter that person's email here each time you send it. So like if I wanted to send the same video to 3 people, I would have to enter this email 3 times. So I would enter it once, and then I would, they're already in the system. So I would enter that, copy, send that to Darius, and then I come back here and enter your email, copy it, and then send it to you.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying there?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So that's, like I said, if you're doing one-to-ones of the same video and you want to track it, it is required to have their email in the system. Otherwise, I mean, you can also connect your email directly to Dubb, and we can send videos right through here as well. So as I mentioned, it's similar to like the campaign sender, like the bulk or the automation. You can send one at a time right from here, from Dubb as well.
Okay.
Yeah. It's basically lots and lots of options here. You can send however you need to. Let me recap real quick here. So we talked about the creation of the videos. You can use your cell phone, webcam, anything you want. Then the customization of the videos is, what does it look like on the recipient's end? All your own stuff, all your own branding. More importantly, we have the actions we want them to take. So that's what it looks like when we're sending it. And then the distribution, which is, it sounds like Infusionsoft, maybe your personal email, and then maybe even some text messages. So all those options are available. And then actually what we do as a company, one thing I kind of left out here is the coaching that we provide. So all this stuff that I've kind of shown you here, what we do is included with your subscription is so you have access to the whole tool, no limits, nothing like that. We also provide one-on-one coaching. So we make sure that your video length, your scripts, your call to action buttons, all that stuff is just really optimized for what you're trying to accomplish. So it's not just here's how to use the tool. It's okay, what does your business process look like? Kind of like what we've done now, but in more depth. So we're going to provide step-by-step instructions for how to get videos into every channel we're using, the right CTAs, the playlists, all those things. That's what we really want to make sure that you have zero guesswork involved and the highest chance to succeed.
One last quick question. You have the different comment sections. So like in Facebook, for example, you can put GIFs in there. Could I insert a GIF link from Dubb in there?
Into Facebook Messenger?
No. So like when you're having when something pops up and you can click on it and add your comment.
Oh, like in a news feed, yeah. Like so, in your news feed, someone posts something, and you want to add a comment there. Yeah.
Yeah. Would this fit in there as a GIF, and then when they click it, it actually goes to the link, or no?
I don't think it would work that way. What it will do is it won't populate the GIF, but if you just share the URL by itself, it will give a still thumbnail image, just like it does in LinkedIn here. Actually,
okay.
Yeah.
And
so
how does it integrate with Pinterest? Same type of way?
It would be the same way. So URL based. You can upload an image. So any video you upload here to Dubb, you have complete ownership of everything related to it. So I can take either the still thumbnail, I can take the GIF. So here, let me show you that.
Yeah.
So here
I could make the picture that I want to, put the link to the Dubb video.
You got it, exactly.
When they click on that, it goes to the Dubb video and continues on down the funnel.
Correct, sir. You got it.
Okay.
And then we can take any part of this video that we want. So it can be the GIF or the GIF. It can be the still thumbnail. It can be just the link. So whatever we need here, depending on the channel. So like I'm not 100% sure with Pinterest, but I know with like LinkedIn and Facebook, if you just put the URL, it's going to generate the image based on the video. So it takes the first frame of the video to make a still image automatically.
All right. Yeah. And everything's editable before. Anyway, I can just take a video I've already made, even if it's not recorded.
Yeah. You can take any video, like you mentioned. I know you're using your what was it, Hit editor?
Hit Film, yeah.
Yeah, Film. Okay, so yeah, you take your any recording, any export from that. We can upload it to Dubb, and you can actually even edit videos after they've been sent. So, like, say if you sent someone a video, they haven't opened it yet, and you're like, oh crap, I have to trim off the beginning or the end of this thing, or I have to add subtitles to it, or whatever you had to do after it's been sent. These videos are any editing done is done in real time. So like say if I sent this video to somebody and I didn't want them to see the beginning of it, all I would come here is move the slider to the beginning, where the point where I want the video to start, and then trim the beginning of the video there. Same thing goes for
essentially you're just sending them a link to this video. So
exactly.
Sending them the video.
Yeah, you're not sending them the MP4, you're just sending them the link to it. And any editing you do on this end works in real time. So like say if I delete that link and they're not going to be able to view the video anymore. Like if I delete the video, that link no longer works. Any edits I make to that link, such as adding subtitles or trimming or customized thumbnails, that will be done in real time as well. So on their end, when they go to view it, it's going to be the trimmed version of whatever I've done here.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's kind of the concept, is to set up some default, like so that when you hit record, it builds this whole page for you automatically. So like right now, if I click record, it's going to put my logo, a couple of these call to actions, this email signature, the branding, all that stuff happens very automatically. But of course, you can come back and make edits to all these pages as well. So like every video has its own page. Like this one here, this is the back end of it. This is the front end of it. And this is what it looks like in your library. So I have about 500 videos or so in here. Everyone has its own page. So you can either have historical videos, you can make changes to those, and you can have one-off videos as well.
Now, is my page, say I'm signed up, I've got this, like you are right here, you've got all your videos. Is this crawled by anybody, or is this just like not? It's just like a private?
No, yeah, this is going to be completely private. There's actually some default or some privacy settings you can tweak here. So by default, it's shareable. What that means is only people that you give access to the link will be able to view this video. So you can't find it on Google. No one's going to have access to this unless you give them either your login credentials or you share the link with them.
Okay.
alternatively, we have featured. Now, this is searchable on Google. This is publicly available. So anything set to featured, you can find on the internet if you look for it, Googled it, and it is visible publicly. So yeah, just be aware of those two settings. Anything shareable is not visible. So your library is really private. There's nobody going to be searching in there or able to view those things unless you have explicitly, like even us, even our stuff, and no one's going to be looking at your stuff until you say, hey, I need you to look at this or do something for me.
Right. No, I was just wondering if there's any way to, is there any, thinking like the YouTube way with video, you have the thumbnail, you got the, tag, all the different headlines and everything.
We do have some
just optimized,
Yeah, I was gonna say we do have something kind of like a YouTube channel. You can see here is a couple of videos I have set to public. This is my public view page. So it's kind of like a YouTube channel where you can see all your headlines and titles. So like if this is something you want to share, that is something you absolutely can do. We built this page kind of explicit or specifically for that.
Okay, and there's actual playlist I can create. So if people want to know how to do X, Y, and Z or what it's like, they can click on the 3 or 4 videos, and I can have a testimonials playlist and all these.
Exactly. Say if you had a bathroom video, and you want to send this to anyone that's interested in bathroom remodeling. So what you do is the video here is you talking about the bathroom remodel. On the playlist is a client saying they remodeled maybe it's 2 clients saying we had the best bathroom ever. And then behind this is some buttons like schedule your bathroom quote, basically a whole page set up just for bathroom clients. That's
just for conversion. Okay.
And then you have another version maybe for kitchens or another version for whatever your main projects are. And then each of those pages is really optimized for that type of person. And you have a general page as well. As you mentioned, you want to send one video to your list and it has do you want a bathroom? Do you want a kitchen? Do you want a whatever? And then whoever clicks those, how to follow up with them.
Okay.
Cool. All right, here. So let me jump back into this guy real quick. We're going to stop the screen share. Stop share. And okay, so today we've talked about how to create the videos, what types of videos we want to create. Ideally, some things to build interest, to get them excited. Testimonial videos work really well. People, that's social proof. We talked about how to create them, either using your cell phone, webcam. You sound like you got a little bit more video chops. You got a video editor and everything, so you could definitely upload your own. Here we got some comments here. Let's throw these on the questions from Ruben. I was just kind of wrapping up the call here. And then finally, we talked about how to customize your pages to make them optimized for what you're trying to accomplish. So primarily, people who want projects, a lot of the newsletter sounds like we can tap into that and talked about pages for your own and then and coaching. Yeah,
it's been like a split between branding and selling. So
yeah, good deal. All right, got any other questions for me right now?
I think that's it. You pretty much hit the nail on the head pretty much on everything I had questions about.
Actually, I think I saw one thing in your reminder for the appointment was pricing, right?
Right. Because I saw that there's like the free thing. I did the free thing, and then I didn't take advantage of any of it. Besides signing up for the Facebook page and like everybody, you sign up for something, you don't use it. So I checked out your Facebook page, YouTube videos, and all of this other stuff that I could find on it just to do some research. But then I see that there's the Pro, and then there's another feature.
I would say really for someone like yourself, it's just that Small Business Pro that includes everything the platform has to offer, unlimited access, including the coaching. The only time we'd ever go up into one of the higher plans if you have lots of users, if you're a sales team or something like that. If you have more than one salesperson, this is the only time we'd need more than one account. And then the difference between the free and the paid is kind of the stuff I was calling like the branding, the call to action, and then the coaching. Those aren't included with the free version, obviously.
Right.
Cool. So just that one standard pricing, $40. That's month to month. And if you want to pay for the year in advance, that'll save you 20% as well.
Right. So basically, your trackability and stuff really shines in the email and text.
Exactly. Yeah. The tracking is probably one of the most powerful features because that's how you're seeing how effective your videos are. That's how you're seeing who's watching, identifying prospects. Because if we're just sending videos out there blindly, there's really no way of knowing if there's any, obviously if we get more business, that's great, but we're not able to see
Yeah,
you
if
know,
you can't measure it, you can't manage it. So
exactly. And then when we do see what's working, we know where to increase, and we know when something's not working to stop doing those activities.
yeah, exactly. Okay. No, it sounds good.
Cool, cool. All right, so I mean, the next steps I think would be I did mention. Let me actually share my screen on this part real quick. That video tutorial center is definitely somewhere I always recommend to start with. So like when you come in, this little eye icon right here, this first video or second one, technically, quick tutorial on Dubb.
Yep.
That one covers how to like upload your own logo, how to connect your own email signature, just all the basic account setup stuff. So I really recommend to watch that guy first. And then after we do that, maybe play around with it a little bit, get some questions going. And then we would typically meet for your first coaching session where we say, okay, this looks good. This looks great. This needs some work. Maybe the logo needs some trimming or whatever the situation. Then we assign you a little bit of homework, say, okay, get these couple of videos done. Maybe we can, grab up some of your social proof, like your reviews or testimonials. We put those in one place, something like that. And then we meet again and say, okay, everything looks good. Send me some final stuff. We QA everything. So that way, when you're ready to pull the trigger and really put video across your business, you have zero guesswork involved. Like I don't know if this works, or is this how I should be doing this? That's that final step. We make sure you're getting over that finish line with no guesswork involved.
What's the storage that I have? I mean, obviously a lot of these are going to be one-off videos to a specific person that I don't necessarily need to have for any length of time. But some of them are going to be, like evergreen that I'm going to be sending out until a procedure or something changes.
Yeah. Unlimited storage. Yeah. So no limits whatsoever. You can store as many videos as you need to and distribute them as often as you need to.
Okay. Is there a way to tag ones that I don't want to be keeping around for very long? Or?
Yeah, absolutely. We actually have a nice little feature that will automatically delete them. Let me go ahead and show you that guy. You see right down here, schedule auto delete. So yeah, any video you know that you don't care if it's there for a long time, you just schedule for automatic deletion. Okay. I usually don't recommend to delete videos just because you never know. 6 months down the road, they might reopen that video and want to watch it again. Depending on, like, if it's this video is very short shelf life, by all means, schedule for deletion. But if it has any chance of being watched again, like if it's a birthday or an anniversary or like you said, anything like that, don't delete those because they might get watched down the road or get shared or something. And like I said, you're not limited in storage. The other thing you can do is here in the library, it's really easy to stay organized with tags. So you'll see here, I have a couple of videos tagged with Darius tutorial videos. I just do that, and all my videos here with that tag are isolated.
So really, I like that. Okay.
Yeah, really easy to stay organized.
Okay.
Good deal. All right, here, let me jump back in. Got anything else for me? Any other questions?
How many strategy consultations and all this stuff after I sign up and everything? How many of those do I get per month?
You get as many as you need, man. Typically, we don't have a lot of people that need a ton of continued support just because of the way inherently the platform is kind of, once you learn it, it's set it and forget it for a lot of it. But yeah, no, you're not limited in any way, shape, or form. You need support. That's what we're here for.
I was just figuring, there's always like best practices that are changing, video and marketing's always changing. So.
Yeah. Or you start a new campaign, or you want a new offer you want to push out, and you just say, hey, got a new offer I want to push. Help me out with it. Absolutely. We support it.
Okay. Sounds good.
Awesome. All right. Well, then whenever you are ready, I recommend first watching that little tutorial video, and then just as soon as you're ready, I'll see when you upgrade, and then say, hey, I'm ready for my session, and we'll book it. Like I said, we can do it as soon as later this week or next week or whenever works for you.
Sounds great. All right. Most likely it's going to be next week, but yeah, definitely.
Cool. So like I said, one more thing here. Anytime you have any questions at all, a couple of resources here. There is live chat support on the website itself. That's available right here in the bottom right-hand corner. So this video tutorial center is probably your first go-to because that way it's a nice video, explains anything you want. Then there's also articles here so you can search for any keyword. And there's also live chat support. Email support, so you have contact information you can reach out, happy to provide there. And then, of course, as I mentioned with the subscription, you have as much screen or phone support as you need.
All right. And the Facebook page, it looks pretty good too. So
yeah, Facebook community is really active. So anything, happy to throw some information in there. We'll give you some feedback. If not, the community might before we do.
Right. All right. Well, I appreciate your time.
Absolutely. All right, Bill. anything you need, don't hesitate to reach out, and we'll get you taken care of, buddy.
Will do. Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
All right, buddy. Have a good one. All right. Thank you guys so much for attending the call. As always, as I mentioned to Bill there, anything you need, don't hesitate to reach out, and we'll get you guys taken care of. Chat support, email, whatever you need.